Hello dear. Guess he still can't chat. Well, that's important. Is he even here? I'm not even getting a message. I think the other one is me. Looking at comments. So I guess not. One thing I don't want to do is to have to wait for technical issues to be solved. Like, if you can't chat in YouTube, just like do it over, because I don't want to wait for that to be fixed. Like, just do it over WhatsApp and communicate like right now. And we go through over everything. Like, as long as you're able to watch the stream, that's fine. Yeah, okay, so you're here. Just make sure you communicate a lot so I know that, you know. Okay. So one thing I noticed in your Genji gameplay was your dashes, or your Genji mechanics. I'm gonna talk about the macro part, which is you know, the bigger picture of things like the plans, the positioning, the engagement timing, and then I'm gonna talk about like the mechanics as well. So I noticed when you were using your dash, you would dash to someone like this, or like you would go through them, which is really bad because like if you dash and go through them, you end up way too far to do a combo on them, and like Genji is all about doing combos. But the trick what you want to do with your dash instead is you want to dash at their feet. So see where I end up when I dash at their feet? Like if you aim at their feet, you land next to them. Like look at that. So this means you can do this and go for that, and it makes your combos much easier with you being able to follow up. Like see the difference? And also another thing I noticed was you you tend to use your dash to like close the distance on an enemy that's like really far away, and you won't be able to do anything when you get close because like look at that BAP. If I just do this, that means I miss out on so much damage that I could have gotten out of my dash. And it's like really bad because you're not getting the extra value, which is really big by the way, because because the reason you dash into enemies as Genji is because you know you're gonna get that kill to reset your dash so you can get out. So it's like dash, gain your dash back after the kill, and you get out. But if you do this and then start an engagement, you're already at a disadvantage with like how much more shots you have to hit to like win that fight and have the ability to get out because you don't have your dash. Now in this mode, like, you know, cooldowns are off, so you don't get to see it, but we'll see it in a match. So that's one thing. When I want you to use your dash on someone that you actually be able to like do damage on instead of like just to get close and then start doing this, because dash does a lot of damage and it is part of your combo. Why did my sense feel so high? Oh, it doesn't matter, but you get the idea. Like you get close enough to do stuff. And then the other one is also this long range poke on Genji. Like you never used it enough in positions. Like you didn't take strong positions to poke enough. Like you would mostly just go into fights to try and like do this, because this is a good combo starter. Because like if you do the damage on someone with this, you can then like dash in and then do the thing. That's assuming you hit those. So again, it's the same for Blade. Like when you see like so many Genjis getting like the dash resets on Blade, when they like get so many kills with it, it's because they're effectively able to do extra damage with the dash and like by landing at people's feet. All right, now we'll look at your game to actually see like, you know, what you were doing. So, well, the codes are not saved, I think. Oh, could I see them? I think I could. Yeah, I was looking at them earlier. But yeah, we're gonna look at the gameplay now, and we'll start with Let's see. This is the game where you swapped from Genji. So I want to look at this game because you play Soldier a lot, and you know, I think Soldier is good for like to looking at basics and stuff. So yeah, you were playing Genji at first, and then you swapped off. So here you, yeah, this was a very funny death actually. It was a pretty funny death. And you see exactly what I was talking about before, where uh instead of you see what happens with your dash here. You don't use it to cut through someone. You do it to get close, but you do it to get close. But look at where you the position that you end up in. This is where you end up in. You're between the Reaper and the Ana. So you dashed, and this is not a kill that you would get no matter what. This is not a kill that you're gonna get. One, their Ana is gonna get healed by the Mercy. So even if it's not for the Reaper, you're not killing that Ana because she's gonna get pocketed. And if you don't have the mechanics to like kill the Mercy here, uh it's not gonna work out great because here's the thing. If you go for the Ana, it's easy for the Mercy to pocket her. If you go for the Mercy, it's harder for the Ana to pocket her because the Ana has to hit her shots on the Mercy to there's aim involved in that. So you're definitely more likely to kill the Mercy than you are the Ana. But then again, the Mercy does have movement, but I don't think she's gonna be good at it. So again, your mechanics just have to be good for you, like really good for you to get out of here with the kill. Yeah. See, this Reaper could pretty much turn on you. It's like his only threat is Sojourn over there with the railgun. I don't think he dies to that anyway. He goes for that fight. And here, see, what happens is exactly what I was talking about. Like, that Ana is gonna keep getting pocketed, and nothing happens out of the engagement, and you just die from it. Because there's, one, you use your dash to go in, and you did 0 damage with it, and you have no dash to get out of that engagement. Like, the best thing you could do there if you're not guaranteed a kill is to go in, not even with dash, just with walking cover to cover, path yourself correctly. You go in, you try to do damage without using your dash, and then if you see that, oh, she can actually die, use the dash, get a reset. If you see that she can't die no matter what, then use your dash to get out instead of trying to like prolong the engagement. So yeah, you just died for free there. Because of not using your cooldowns correctly. And like thinking you need to respect enemies. Like really, really respect enemies. You don't want to do it so much that you fear them and can't engage, but you have to respect that you cannot 1 versus 2 in this game. Even if it's supports, you can't do it because they're just going to be pocketing each other, especially supports. Hell, I feel like you're much more likely to get out of a fight with like, against I guess to DPS than to supports because DPS can't heal themselves. And here you go Symmetra, but the problem with this is like you see how you get into this engagement? You come here, you have your tank fighting, and you have your tank and your Kiriko fighting. They're fighting against like two. Yeah, look, they're fighting against half HP Ana, Reaper here, and another Kiriko is half HP as well, and it's alright, but your tank is like almost full HP. And what do you do this whole time? This whole time you just stood back here and you poked. Now, this could have been turned into a 3 versus 3 fight if you just like, if you just teleported very quickly there and did some damage. Like, just, you have your TP, use it, throw some turrets there, and get out. Like, I know it's more likely going to go south, but you have your teleport, and that's a big mobility like cooldown, and you could just use that to get out after applying some pressure. If you don't go out of there within the fight, you go out of there with ult charge, which is, you know, very important, and your turrets get value as well. And here it seems we're just like spamming. We're just like spamming into the enemy team and not really like shoot the Zarya bubble. Yeah, okay, so you're not knowing who's there. That's also a big problem. It's like, um, you should be able to track opponents in the match. You should be able to track who's up and who's not up. Like, always pay attention to the kill feed. Like, this is a big one. Like, people don't pay attention to their kill feeds enough. So you know who's alive and who's not alive. And this happens. This is you actually prove this again here that you're not paying attention to who's alive and who's not, because your tank died in the previous engagement that you were late to and didn't go into. So now your tank is down, and you know this. He's coming back from spawn. Like if we go back to the, if we swap to your tank over here to Ramacha, he's just now getting out of spawn, and you saw him die in front of you. But what do? You engage on their Zarya, and the Junkrat. Now you're using TP. But here's the thing. When you use TP here, you're the one who's going to be looked at. They're not going to be looking at your tank because your tank is not here. So now you're frontlining in front of a Zarya and a Junkrat. Two characters that do insane damage up close. Like this is where they thrive, and yeah, this is where you thrive as well. But there's two of them and there's one of you. And even if there was like only the Zarya is a tank. She has more survivability than you do, and she has a Mercy with her. So yeah, you get a pick there, but it's still a useless pick because you're dead as well. So look at this. Your Brig behind cover. The other people behind cover. You overextended, and you could be like, "Oh, my team is not helping me," which is what a bunch of people say when they do shit like this. Like, "Oh, my team was not helping me," but no, you're not playing around your team. You're trying to be the one that leads your team instead of playing around your team and just like applying the basic fundamentals of cover usage and like looking at who's up on your team and who isn't, and not playing off of your tank. So here you just die, and the mercy kill wasn't worth it. See, that's when your tank gets to the fight because he died. So keep track of the kill feed. Who's up, who's not up. Like you need to know all of that. It's like very essential for when you engage and when you don't engage. And your team loses this fight. But like yeah, the mercy kill was not was not major at all. Like imagine if you had engaged while your tank was there. Like your tank engages and then you take an off angle from your tank, or even go frontline with your tank because you're Symmetra and you can just like, you could do your beam. But again, Symmetra into Zarya is just like you're just gonna, you know, just gonna make her stronger if you like. So like here you should be going for Diana a lot, Diana and the Mercy. So like the amount of value we're getting here on Sim is I don't think we've gotten any value at all. If I'm being honest with you, there's been no value generated. You killed the support, but the Mercy, but you died for it, and your team lost the fight because just, it's not a worthwhile trade to have. So like value, not much. Like right now, there's a whole lot of nothing going on. The ult does not generate any value at all because your team is on the same side as the enemy team, and your ult did nothing there. Like it does absolutely nothing for the team. And that ability is big. And this is what comes with like instead of just playing any character, like take the time to understand the characters and their abilities and the when and the wins for, you know, the abilities. Do I use this now? Do I not use this now? How could I use it to, you know, the effective range? What do I go for? My matchups into the enemy team, like stuff like that. Now the thing is, the fundamentals will, having good fundamentals will allow you to play most characters in the game at like you know, at a decent level. Like obviously it won't be as nuanced as a one trick, but it will allow you to like do more than what you just did there. Like you generated zero value with Symmetra that whole round. So just knowing the fundamentals, Symmetra's effective range. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. I do this much damage. I can get away with getting up close to this character, or I can't get away with getting up close to this other character. Stuff like that. So yeah, go back to Soldier, which is a comfortable pick. But yeah, Soldier was good. There's value being generated. You get a kill there, you get a kill there, and okay. So you see here when the Reaper is in your face like that, I know you know you're getting healed, but literally just run back. Literally just try to run back when a Reaper is like gonna be close to your face, because he could very well, even though it would be useless for him to get that kill, he could very well just like trade you for his own life. So again, effective range. Like yeah, here you're good. You're generating. Like you see, and this is from playing Soldier more than the other characters, and I know he's much more simplistic than Symmetra or Genji, so it's, you know, it's your usual card shit, just position well, shoot, but still. Yeah, you can see how much value you're generating on a character you know versus a character you don't. And so like ask yourself that question those times where you're like, I'm gonna counterpick someone on the enemy team. Ask yourself if you can generate a lot of value using that character, aside from just being a counter. And even if you are a counter, if that person has played more of their hero than you have the hero you're playing to counter them, they're most likely going to work around you and shit on you. It's like when people go Symmetra me and stuff to like, you know, I'll play a Genji and stuff, and then the Genji just still goes insane. Because they can't play those characters as well as that guy can play Genji. Oh yeah, there was the kill on Anna I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So this you're 180 HP. This Anna is she is pretty low, but then again, it's like she uses her nade, and you're purpled. Like that was super risky. If you know that Anna has her nade, that is super risky. Now you don't know if she has a nade or not. So what do? You assume. Sorry, turned it off. But yeah, you assume that the Anna does have her nade until you see it being used, and like that was like so risky. And again, there's effective range. You have more HP than the Anna, so like, what do you do here instead? Honestly, you could have just like, if you move here as Soldier, you could aim that rocket high enough to hit the Anna. Like your view will not be obstructed. Yeah, if you just move, you could jump and use your rocket. Like you don't want to get close because then she uses the nade on both of you, which kills her and damages you. And like if anyone on her team was like, and I think they were, like say they're not here yet, but say there was someone here, you literally die for it. Like you pay for that. Like that was super risky. Like there's like if you can't confirm that kill, say you didn't have your rocket, just let it go and prioritize positioning instead. Reaper? So you see, again, effective range and respecting character's vector range. Yeah, the Reaper is shooting at the other guy, which is dumb. Should have been coming for you, but again, you don't want to play according to like all these people are bad at the game, because you want to climb, you want to get better to play against the better players, not players who are bad. You don't want to play against like you don't want to assume every like Reapers as you climb or as you get better, like your MMR goes higher, are not gonna be as they're not gonna be like this, you know. So like respecting the effective range, say if the Reaper is coming for you, then you just move back a little, to where he can turn on you and be like, you know, I can 2-3 tap you. Here we're moving close to the Zarya. Like yeah, it was a good call to like move back, but again, like, uh, you wanna play to your effective range. Like Soldier does not really have to get that close to do what you just did. Like you could have just been playing here the whole time and hugging this corner. Like that is very good cover. You do not need to go up close to her. All of that. And now you take like see now you that long route you took to run all the way back here instead of just positioning back here, you just come back here. Now that's a few seconds gone, but seconds in Overwatch are a lot of time. Like they really are a lot of time in this game. So you could have just been here the whole time and played this instead of having to take that. Because if you were here, you could stop a bunch of heroes from crossing. Like say see the Ana that was behind the Zarya. This crossing, if you are back here and like your mechanics were like good enough to one clip her, she's dead. And now that ult, oh I guess it's fine. Only your Illari is dead, so that's fine. But again, me personally, I feel like I could have killed the Junkrat without the use of an ult there. Could have just like, you know, easily one clicked him because Junkrat said box is like so easy to hit. Just aim for the center. Close to the Zarya. Again, not respecting effective range. Recognize that the Zarya is now charging into you. Like you can see her coming your way. Like yeah, you kill the Ana. Like nice, you get the kill. The Zarya coming your way. What do you do here? Use your legs. This is what Soldier is good for, moving out of things quickly. And that's what you do here. You move away. You don't try and stand your ground against the Zarya at close range, or any tank for that matter, because all tanks excel at close range combat. Even Sigma is a poke tank, the only poke tank, I guess maybe aside from Malga or Issa, I guess. But like Sigma still does insane damage up close. It's like, you know, it's hard for him to miss. You don't want to be up close to any tank unless they're looking at your tank or your tracer and you're zipping around their backs, but you don't want any tank facing you up close because they're going to do an insane amount of damage. Speed it up. Back to the fight. Like, see how easy Junkrat is to hit? So I said you didn't need to use your ult earlier. When the Mercy ults, don't shoot the Mercy, shoot someone else. Like, look for a better target because she has regen and she's just gonna, she'll just keep healing, getting healed as she heals other people. Okay, this one stuck out as well. So, yeah. We're shooting the Mercy there. And then what do you do here? You shoot for a bit there. Look at where you put yourself. Positioning. Sandwiched between the Ana and the Junkrat. Like, look at this. Like, that was very bad for you. Yeah, you got away with killing the Junkrat, but was it worth it? No. And to prove even harder that was not worth it, the Mercy just reses him. Like, do not abandon good positioning for kills where you're gonna die and just trade out with the enemy because it's not gonna do anything for you at all. Like, maximizing your uptime is prioritizing good positioning. Like, right now, you're providing zero value because you're dead, and the team that you died for, the Junkrat that you died for, is going to be providing value because it's still alive. And now your team has to, like, thanks to every spawns, you come back at the same time as your Doomfist, but you could have been doing some poking before your Doomfist comes back, and you could have gotten extra ult charge out of that. So, yeah. You are running from Tyre? Oh. Well, it doesn't change anything about what I said because you were in the front when you could have still prioritized being on the right side of the map with the cover anyway. Like, I don't want to hear I was running from Tyre. Like, yeah, you could have run from Tyre even at the top of there. Aside from, instead of being at the bottom there, like, if you just held the high ground there, you can still run from Tyre there than going around. And the thing is, being there on the right side enables you to, like, because it's more open, it enables you to see the Tyre better than being down there. Alright, here, big positioning error again. Big surprise. Let's see what you try to do. Try to 1v on their soldier. Now, look at your positioning. You're in the open. Let's look at their soldier's POV. Look at where you are. He has this left side if he needs cover. What do you have? Nothing. And you move even further here. You're in the open. This guy is playing aim labs on you. Like, it's so easy. He just has to, like, he has cover and you don't. Like, you're just there on the top. And he knows when you get low, you're gonna try and desperately wide strafe. So that's easy to predict for any good player. And this guy I don't even think was, like, very good at all. But, like, you got predicted. It's so easy because you have no cover. You're just there in the open. And you died for that. And there was another funny kill here as well. Okay. Why are you shooting now? The Sojourn. Why do you go for the Sojourn? I don't know. Because... Let's see. Suppose you stay here. Who do you have access to if you stay here? If you stay here, you have access to the Mercy. Now ask yourself this, who's the bigger value target to kill for a DPS? Is it the Mercy or is it the Sojourn? It's the Mercy. It's their support. The one healing the tank, the one healing the other Ana. The Mercy is there, the Ana is there. And what do? You went all the way back here, ignored the immediate, like, stop going deep into enemy territory to, like, force kills when you can take the better position and just pressure people who are in the fight already. Like, these, you know, have good ground here. You could look down on these people. Instead, you try and force a duel with a sword. Like, stop trying to ego the DPS on the enemy team. It is not going to go good for you. And what happens? You get your kill, but the team rotates to him, and they kill you for it. But say if you were here earlier, I'm just trying to pressure the the Mercy while she was there, and the Ana as well. You have this cover, and you have literally, like, for them to fight back to you, they have to shoot you from from low ground, which is a disadvantage for them because it's easier for you to aim, like, lower. And if they want to close that gap, they have to go all the way around here. But no, you're the one who took this first. And that was really bad when you already had the high ground. So, stop chasing those solo kills and stop trying to like ego their DPS. And, number one, positioning. Prioritize that. Number two, target priority. Target priority, who do I shoot at once I'm in a good position? Well, the things I can shoot at. If it's their tank, good. Well, I'm not gonna abandon a good position just to chase their supports like deep in there. But up there you can see their supports, so shoot them because they're better than the tank and you can see them. Mechanics like aim and stuff I don't even want to talk about because it's something that can they can just you can get better at it over time, but if you want to get better at it faster, then just keep doing Vaxta. I'm not sure if you use Vaxta in the first place, but it's really good. You get used to characters' hitboxes, and aiming in turn just becomes much easier for you. And again, we're doing the same thing where we get close to the Zarya. Now, a lot of people are like, oh wow, Zarya is such an oppressive tank, but the truth is Zarya is actually a shitty tank, one of the worst tanks in the current meta. But her strength is exaggerated, especially like in lower ranks, because people keep getting close to her. Like, look at this. Your effective range as soldier is pretty, you can poke from further away, but what do? You try to force close range against the Zarya. And in wanting to force that close range with the Zarya, you get pressured on your sides by the soldier that you didn't think about because you were hard focused on the Zarya. So now you get sandwiched and you die. Like, respect tanks. Even before the buffs of them having more survivability and more like lethality, respect tanks. I'm on fire. So yeah. Nice. Nice. You finished the kill. Like, see, overall for this game, like your impact was like your impact in the first round was not much at all. Like in the first round, it was very minimal because you went Symmetra and you don't know how to play Symmetra from the looks of it, and you didn't understand the matchups. You didn't get any good value. I think you only killed the Mercy, but you died for it. In the second round, you did much better because you were able to hold this good position for longer. And then in the third round, your impact was pretty low because every time you went for a kill, you died for it. Like, yeah, there were two instances where you did get a kill, but you died for it, meaning your uptime was very low, and you spent most of the time walking back from spawn, and all the impact that you had with like kills was just helping clean up as soldier. With soldiers like poke potential, you want to be the one who's making people low and everyone else cleans them up and also cleaning up other people's kills, but you want to be, he does a lot of pressure, like he's the pressure character, and we didn't see much of that. So yeah, this is this game. You win. Impact not very high for the first and third round. And then there was those two Colossal games. Let's see. I think one of these was like Genji only, so this is good since you wanted to have your Genji gameplay looked at. Now, yeah, we're gonna be seeing a bunch of what I was talking about with the dash, with the cooldown usage, and the damage potential that is being missed out on. So yeah, start going in. There's a big mistake we see right here. Oh wait, this is the wrong match actually. Well, in the next match it's even funnier, the other Colossal game. But anyway, here you go for the 1v1 with the Junkrat. Now, do you have any of your supports with you here? You do not. You do not, and you're it's just you and your Doomfist. Yeah, you do not have any of your supports here. Like, patience. Have patience. Like, turn around to see where your team is. Is anyone gonna follow up with me? Is anyone close enough to follow up with me? Do I have the mercy pocket on me? No. We go for this 1v1. We move back here. Like, we should be praying that the Genji on the other team was ass as well. So like, he just let you live. And I believe that, yeah, this was the console only lobby, so I guess people here are like, not reacting to things faster. But yeah. Good kill there. I think that was one of those dashes I talked about earlier. The dash with no damage. Good kill. Yeah, so there, just dash at her feet. If you dash at someone's feet, you end up next to them. Like, just do that instead of like dashing through them. You end up at a distance, and it'll be very hard to use your right click there. So there, it's just mechanics, as you can see. It's like let me play that in real time. I want you to not spam your shots. See that? We're just spamming shots. Mechanics, and this is why Vexta is important. Like, hit that aim chain. And hell, they made it even easier these days, because I was surprised to see aim labs on my brother's Xbox. Like, damn, they got this shit on console as well. But yeah, if you want to make that, make that analog control even faster, there's programs like that. But for Overwatch, just hit the Vexta. If you want to learn a new character, hit the Vexta with them. See how their thing works, and you get used to like the character's animations, so you could track them better. Especially with projectile, where you have to like predict. It takes into consideration more than hits can with like how the hitbox moves. I feel like. Yeah, this Genji on the enemy team was also just see, and this is the thing, like you don't want to play the game according to players like this on the enemy team. You want to play the game according to like good players, like how things would turn out. Here we bladed and we the lack of respect for tanks is still persistent. Yep. No respecting the match result. Like, you got your dash reset from killing Diana, killing the Mercy, killing Diana. You got your dash reset. And their match resulted. Like, just get out. Just dash out. You can still finish him even when your ult runs out and you just like poke him with your with your left click. I don't know what it is on controller, but left click for me. The long range thing, you know what I mean. Mechanics. That Junkrat has been 1 HP for a lot of time. Now, yeah. Think about it this way. If you want to get better, think about what a better player would be doing there. I could be like, oh, this is just console Overwatch, but I have seen controller Overwatch being played on console by like Masters players, by like Diamond players, and higher GM champion. And you should look up to those players for like mechanics and like watch their gameplay to see how they, how they do things. And they wouldn't take the amount of time you take to kill things. Why? Because their mechanics are better, and that's why mechanics should be trained. And it doesn't have to be trained like, oh, I'm gonna go grind the Kovacs or the aim labs for 30 hours a day. Blah, blah, blah. Just 10 minutes in Vaxta before you start playing. Like all those small things go a long way. and just consciously thinking about it. So like the problem with like trying to improve mechanics in game is like it's so hard to think about it because there's so many other things you have to think about as well. Like it's gonna improve naturally from that as well. But like focus training, I feel like does a lot because you're isolated from so many things. You're isolated from like um it's just more focused because it's the only thing that you're looking at. So yeah, you'd be able to kill things faster if the aim is better. That means you get to do more things as well on the macro side of things. Let's see. We dash in again, and we dash in on our match right now. I guess he is low, but I don't know. I wouldn't dash into that, but it's fine. You live anyway. But just try to use like I said at the start. Use your dash only when you can guarantee, mostly when you can guarantee a kill, so you can get another dash to get out instead of like being trapped. Because if you look at when you dashed in, I want to see if it's a position where their team could easily just turn on you and kill you. Like, yeah, their armature does turn on you, but I want... Alright. Yeah. So, your only support is your Mercy, who is back there. And Diana, who is back... Not Diana, the Ilari, who is back there. And the only team you have here is your Cass. So, these guys up there, if they had, like... If this Kiriko was doing anything but healing, I think you'd die. Like, look at the Kiriko. All she knows how to do is heal. And again, you don't want to play according to players like this, because when you get higher, you're gonna be punished severely for it. You're gonna have Kirikos that do insane damage to you. They're gonna turn on you and they're gonna start punishing you for it. So like position as if you're gonna get punished. It's like if you watch any the like as people get better at the game gets faster. So things die faster because everyone's aim is better, and people play even stronger positions. In that case, you'll be seeing them hugging walls and stuff. Why? Because if you peek, someone is gonna kill you very fast. It's like when you're playing against a Smurf Weirdo. Like, they just hold the lobby hostage because their accuracy is like higher than average. So yeah, there you let's see. Again, same mistake. We dash in. Or do we have any support back here? Let's assume these players are not this level. You would instantly be punished for this if that Kiriko is doing damage. And then you'd be one of those Genjis that uses their ult in a panic because their plan fails, and then they'll just like blade jacks and just die. Look at the impact of that blade. You killed their Reaper, who was low there. You finished them off. But like, you didn't even track the Kiriko's Suzu, or no, not the Suzu, the teleport, because you didn't know about it, because you just go in and straight into the fight. You don't poke a little bit and analyze the situation of what's going on. Has the Kiriko used her cooldowns? As this person used the cool? How many people are here? If I dive in, is it 2 people looking at me? Is it 1? Like, you have to answer those questions before you make a decision. Okay, just finishing off the Junkrat. It's nothing. Again, how many people are looking at us? Too many. Too many. Even 2 is too many people to be looked at by if you don't have someone again. Now let's see this. Do you see how bad this is? Do you have any supports in your team? You do not. Uh, Ilari Pylon is back there. And where's your Ilari? Your supports are coming back from spawn. Now what are you doing here? Dying. Like, yeah, use your deflect. But even if you dash away here, there's not much of a distance for you to be in safety because they're just gonna catch up to you eventually. And this comes back to checking what is going on with your team. Is this person dead? Is this person alive? Even just one person, that is super important. If it's a DPS, like okay, whatever. But it's still super important because you don't have the extra DPS pressure to win fight. But if it's support, it's even more important because they are your life. They want you to live. And without them, there's no one who wants you to live. So yeah, both supports dead and you're still engaging. Like, if both my supports were dead and two of my teammates are pushing the cart, I guess trying to get trying to get the mileage like higher than the enemy team. What I would be doing is uh, trying to get the mileage. It's very good for them, especially for the Doom Fist who was trying to do this, because he could push this and easily get out. The cast is very questionable. Like if I was cast, I would have been all the way back. I would have been like here, like trying to fall back to my supports until they catch up to me, and then I would try to like play more aggressive. But if I were Genji, I have the I have the mobility to come up here and do some poking. Just like you see how you know they're crumbled up together. So you just like poke with your left click and you're just poking here until your supports catch up. If they try to chase you, you don't even have to use your dash. You can literally just walk back to where I said the cast would be until your mercy comes back, and now you have a mercy pocket and you could have a clean engagement without having to die for it. So yeah, back in spawn. Uh, let's see. 2 times speed. So now we're poking. But again, and I don't even have to look at where your teammates are. I just know it by hearing, like I just instinctively know it from paying attention to that so much. Like as you were there, I knew in my head that you didn't have support with you. Let's see. What is happening to Anna's animation? Oh no, Anna, Eli freaking rubber band in spawn. Bro, it's funny. But yeah, here is you dashing in. The Ramatra used the Ramatra used that. You have no supports. You die. Who would have expected? Who would have thought you would die there without supports? And you could be like, oh, but I wanted to touch point. You're not touching point. You're in there. And like your doom already kinda already like triggered the overtime. So oh wait, you don't even have to touch the point because you have the lead. You just have to wait atop the bridge and punish the crossing, and yeah, you literally just have to wait here and punish the squishies at the back. And that's what you had to do. You didn't have to like dash into that for whatever reason. You had zero supports. And like there's so many players, so many DPS players, especially DPS players and tank players that are like, oh my god, my supports suck, my supports are not healing me. They'll get out of their comp games with those complaints, and then when you look at the replay, this is how they're playing. They have zero regard, zero awareness of where the supports are playing from. Like, supports are not just spherical. Like, they can't just teleport to you. Like, yeah, supports also need to, they have tons of shit to work on, but like, if you don't go into these games thinking about the mistakes of your teammates, like, yeah, that can be sometimes annoying, but like, think about your mistakes instead. Like, play with the team that you have, not the team that you wish you had. Like, that is like some super important advice for this game and any like competitive game in general where you're not playing with a pre-made group. Play with what you're given, not what you wish you had. Like, there would be nice to have a support system that's just glued to you and doesn't die, but you don't have that. That's not what you have. So if you fix your mistakes, you're gonna be good enough to play around these people and generate tons of value. So yeah, the impact in that game is very low because we're mostly just dying for nothing. Same for the other games. Like yeah, there was the other Colossal game. This was one I enjoyed to look at. I'm gonna make sure it's a different one. Is it? But it's the one with, yeah, they had a Hanzo. Uh, they had a Hanzo, and this one also comes back to like respecting enemies, and like not respecting. Okay, here's the thing. Don't not respecting like the player itself, like behind the other, like, the enemy screen, like not respecting that player enough that, oh my god, they're gonna hit me every single time, but respecting the capabilities of the character that you're going against, and thinking about it that way. Like, think about it as playing against bots on like super hard mode, like just AI enhanced bots and all that. Like, it is trained so well. Like, when you're looking at it that way, it drops the whole, oh god, this person killed me, now I have to ego them, I have to match their character, I have to do this, I have to go for them. So like, it eliminates all that and just makes you play the way that you're supposed to be playing. So yeah, here. Now, what is this long sightline known for? This long sightline, or any long sightline in this game in general, is known for Widowmaker or Hanzo. And usually, um, you know, for me, when I'm playing this map, I have no business being around here, like as a squishy. Like, usually I'm like this if I'm playing Widow. Maybe here if I'm playing Ashe, but even with Ashe, I think I position myself better here. If I'm playing something like Genji or Tracer, it's more like, look around here to see what they have, do some pressure from here. But I have no business being here. And the reason you do that, like, position carefully at first, especially, even though it should be positioned, like, carefully the whole time, is there is a high likelihood of the team having either Widow or Hanzo or even Ashe, like, long range. And we see it here because you take a whole lot of damage. I'm gonna switch to your POV. You're at 80 HP. Why? Because you went main. You have no business being in main as a Genji. Without knowing what they have, of course. Like, it could, this game is like very dynamic. It could depend on what they have. They have a Hanzo, and you didn't bother to like know what they have first before you exposed yourself this much. There's other places to play from. There is cover you can hug here. You could just, poke from here. You could, wait, when you know what they have, when you like confirm what they have, you can take some better angles. Like, for your characters they're aggressing, you can pressure them from here. Can still dash back to your team, and they're all not like pushed up so far up that they can punish you for it yet. But yeah, positioning there, we just, if Genji was into, if this was the, if this was pre-season 9 with like 200 HP, it'd be like so close to dead. So close to dead, like, what, 30 HP? Yeah, it'd be 30 HP. But even, actually, you'd be dead. Now that I think about it, because your health went down to like 60 something there. Like, a slither of health. And you're still doing it. We're still here. Now, when you think about a position like this, how much of value are you getting out of this? Is this pressure good? It's very neutral. You're just doing. See, if you're doing this, the enemy team is doing this too. No one is really generating value. Well, the enemy team will generate value out of this because they're playing Hanzo, who can just spam in this direction. He's less spammy now, but it's still the same shit. He's gonna get more value just based on the character design. But from like a player perspective, like just in general, the value to be gained here is very low. You guys are just this part of the map, it's so ignored. They literally removed the wall here. They removed the wall so people can not have these stalemates, and it's still happening. They're still just going main. Now we try to come here. We try to wrap around here, but let's see what the problem is. Number one, your castle was down, so already it was 4 versus 5. Your team only has 1 DPS, and 1 DPS is throwing themselves into the shark-infested waters, and they're gonna get eaten. So you have your supports back here. Now, Overwatch is a game where it's like push and pull constantly. One team pushes, the other one pulls back and forth. Now, your team here, right? These guys, they understand actually. So it could be like, oh my god, my shitty ass team. But your teammates actually understand that because of the cast's death, maybe even if they're doing it like, without knowing this, because your cast's death, it is good for us to pull back because this team, based on that one death, have a big opportunity to just like aggress. It is their time to push. And what do? Instead of pulling back, like your team, you don't even know where teammates are, you just dash in. And I'm pretty sure at this point you're like, oh my god, these teammates should be playing. They should be healing me. They should be, they should be doing all this. But where are you right now? Roadhog, Moira, Genji, and the Hanzo, and the Ana. The entire enemy team is just circling you. What do you die to? Hanzo. Easiest shot of his life. He's like, oh wait, yeah, this is hard. But wait, there's a Genji just coming to feed, and he feeds us. Like, even if it's not the Hanzo, you 100% die there. So yeah, and these seem like better players than the people you went up against in your last Colossal game, so you're gonna get punished even more. And I could see because the Ana eventually in this game teabagged you. And it was funny as hell to look at because like, yeah, their Genji is feeding just to try and kill me. Here you see your tank is dead, you pull back. Good. Like you actually... Oh my god, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. So you know your tank is dead. And you wanna see what this looks like from the enemy POV? Or look at how many different projectiles are going up against you. You're not hugging all. You're here. They can all see you. I wanna see what you look like. Yep. They can literally just spam that and you get damaged for it. What's a better position? Well, we have the top of the bridge where we are now, but we could have been there. We could have broken these things down and played from here. No railings. Could have applied pressure from here. You have this better cover. Yep. And like without your life weaver, which is like, okay, the life weaver is doing his job, but if you have to force your life weaver to use the grip to save you, you are not doing great. You should position better if you have to force him to use it. Tank is not here, we're still kind of frontlining. Yeah, you get a... Like, see how easy it is to get kills when you have your supports on you? And it's not the support's fault for not being on you, like sometimes it can be, but again, we don't want to focus on how other people are playing the game. You can never play for them. Alright, this is just mechanics. We take ages to kill Diana because the mechanics are not there. So again, reminder, I will keep endorsing things like Vaxta because it makes you kill things faster. This is not a fight we should be taking at all. We should have dashed 5 years ago back to the team. Why? Who do you have with you? You have no one. Who does the Genji have with them? Diana. It is a one versus two. The Genji can get healed. You can't get healed. You ult in a one. You're forced to ult in a 1v1. That is not good value at all. It's not, and you die. You're forced to ult in a one. And Diana is teabagging you, which is good. Like, look at this Genji. Look at this Genji trying to like think he's the main character and can 1v2 anyone. And see, it was like, oh, I have Blade, so I can use that. Like, ultimate abilities are not get out of jail free cards, at least for most characters. It is not, oh, I did something so bad, I can just press Q and now I'm, you know, all my sins are forgotten and it wins me the fight. Like, no. See that Genji? He ults. Let's look at this Genji's ult. Not only from your POV, but from him engaging. He ults. Like, sure, he's low, but I'm sure they had a plan where it's like, I dash in and I get nanoed. His Ana has line of sight. His Moira used Coalescence. He's gonna live through it. He's just not gonna die after using the ultimate because he's actually using it around his team. And like, people are not gonna not only be looking at him alone because they have his team to also look at. So there's like the distraction factor of everyone else on the team. I'm not trying to like use it as a 1 versus 2 like ability. It just doesn't work that way. Like, unless you're correct out of your mind and you're smurfing, if you're in your appropriate rank, it's definitely not gonna work that way. Like, yeah, let's throw Necros in this. Bro, not even Necros. Let's throw a PC plat player in this lobby. Freaking hell, let's even throw a PC high gold player in this lobby. Not even high gold, PC god player in this lobby. Like, it's not gonna be like this. It's not gonna be like this at all. They're gonna get so much value. And honestly, even a silver PC player. Because like the way engagements are taking so long here, it's just crazy. And let's not even jump to PC, just like stay on console, like throwing like, you know, a plat player here to do better. Again, we're dueling. Now, the Genji did overextend, so punishing him is fine. But I think he could have killed you there too. It was such a neutral fight that... But I did see you did get low, but you did get killed, so that's fine because you have your supports with you, so you can take it. Still pretty risky. So like that kill, Hanzo, we're just finishing those up. And like if you wanna make your accuracy higher, like aim at the lower body. Now I don't want you to always do this because like, you know, headshots are big. Especially with Genji with the combos you can do, like you can, you know, like Tracer if you headshot, dash, headshot, melee. I don't think you have to melee, I think you can one-shot it off of a dash, headshot, right click. And here is something something interesting happens. Let's see how many of your teammates are here. So your Life Weaver is gonna be dead. Your Weaver is dead. Do you have a support with you? Where's the Kiriko? I don't care if you diffed a Diamond Genji player this day. I don't care if you diffed this player this day because, like, this is quick play after all. So you're not really playing a competitive environment. Like, you could be like, oh, I diffed this guy. But you see people in quick play, they go to quick play and they're high as hell. They go to quick play and they're drunk as hell. Like, like, focus on yourself, bruh. Like, diffing, I diff this person, I diff this person is not the topic of today. Oh yeah, you definitely should pat yourself on the back for doing stuff like that, but like, don't center yourself around it. Okay. Your Kiriko is here, but this is still such a shitty ult. Like, we're really ulting a Roadhog. Like, you do kill him, but I don't know, bro. I just feel like, wait, actually correct me on that. So he doesn't have the rest of his team here, so that's fine. But then again, it's like, do you really have to ult him? So I think that's why I have my suspicions about this ult is like, do you really have to press that button? Because the Roadhog is only health right now. He has no armor. Uh, yeah. Like, it's so easy to just kill him with like raw damage here, than having to ult, and then the other person is just a Genji. There's a lot of like low value ults going on. I know Blade sucks, but you can use it on Diana. The last time you tried to use it on Diana, there were other teammates there, so that sucked. So again, it's just you. How does he kill you without your ult? Your Kiriko is there and she's why you lived anyway. Alright. Okay. 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 This is the second. It happened. Oh, was that the last game? I think it was. No, I think it was this game. Oh, it could have been. No, it was the last game. Wait, no, it was this game. No, it was the last game actually. So here we are again. Now this sucks. First of all, if you have deflect and you use it here, that's fine because you deflect all their stuff, so that's fine. But as soon as your deflect is gone, you back out from it because you got your value from your deflect or the damage, like especially if they use nade, it goes back onto them. Good. So you use your deflect over there. And what do you do next? You dash in. What's your HP? 165. Let's see that. Okay. Kiriko's here. Life Fever is back in spawn. So you only have the Kiriko to heal both you, the tank, and yeah, both you and the tank. Okay. You dash in. When you dash in, you take damage as you're dashing. Now you're 62 HP. Who's looking at you? Hanzo, coming back from spawn. Anna has more HP than you, and let me guess, does she have nade? Nade is on a cooldown, but she does have steep, and honestly, it'll probably be easier for the Anna to hit you than it'll be easier for you to hit her. So, yep, yep, we're just dashing into anything. We're not thinking about our HP, we're not thinking about who's on our team, we're not thinking about who's on their team going to be looking at us. We just dash into a lot of people, take a lot of damage as we're dashing, and we die and we get teabagged for the second time, and it was a very deserved teabag. Yeah, I mean that tank could have died anyway because your diva was back from spawn actually. No, don't fixate so much on stuff like that and try to like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done this. You have more to worry about than your ult usage, can tell you that. Is it happening again? Are we deep into enemy territory? That is fine. It's a 1v1 against the Ana. Worst case scenario here, the Roadhog hooks you. Or you miss your shots. And she sleeps you. But she messes that up. So again, if that Ana was better, you die there. And you don't want to play like that. You want to assume everyone's better, so you play correctly. So that was a... Me personally, I would have watched for like sleep or try and bait it. Just, you know, not get slapped. Because if the Roadhog turned around there, you also die. So like, an engagement where you walk away with this much HP is not good. That was also sloppy because you could have just meleeed him instead of deflecting and it would have killed him. Because melee damage got buffed in Season 9 to accommodate for the health changes. Another sloppy engagement. So at first you go in, use your deflect, you recognize that, you know, it's not worth it. But like, you still have your dash. And look how your team is. Your team is so far, you're literally alone here trying to 1v3. Like, you're not playing with your team at all. You just go in and try to be the main character. And you know that was bad enough. And what do you do next? You still go in there. And who's looking at you? You're being looked at by Ana. You're being looked at by Genji. You're being looked at by Hanzo. And like, let's make this. Say there were only two people here. Say it was Mercy and a Life Weaver. You would still leave this engagement dead. I actually didn't expect the Hanzo there. I was just going for the mini, so the deflect was just oh, okay. But yeah, this is really bad. And this team, somehow you still get out of that because this team sucks. 2 HP, like that is no, like you should never be engaging in a fight where it's you versus like two other people even. 2 people is already bad enough. Now 3 people, and you had your dash to just like disengage the first time, but you still try and force that. Like realistically, what would happen from that? Like where's the value? That was literally 0 value and just you risking your death. Like that was literally 0 value gained from that. And if that team was slightly better, you die there. Unless you're just lucky. Like that was just pure luck. You living there. We go back in, we get a 3-blade kill, but everyone was low, so it's just like, you know, whatever. Dopamine from the auto getting kills. That was better on the Ana, by the way, but then in the previous engagements. And again, we're going deep into enemy territory. Moira Genji. Like, instead of just being patient, instead of just being like here, like if you're here, you only engage on the Moira. And you know, it's you on the soldier, so you pressure her to like go back and not try and come around to touch the point from this angle, so you would control the space. But instead you try and force a 1v1 with a Genji coming back from spawn, a Genji. And the monkey sees you and like, oh yeah, this guy is coming into our space. Your team does not control this space. Your team controls this space. This is the space you should be playing. That is controlled by your team. But you go for that space that the enemy team is controlling because hey, their tank can get there easier. It's his, you know, it's in his vicinity, and you pay for it. You pay for it. You die because you try to force an early engagement on a Genji instead of just playing with your team and punishing someone else's positional mistake. Like, the Moira trying to get your soldier here, and she died to the soldier. Now imagine if you were also alive. You'd have 2 DPS. You'd have your full team up, and they would have 4 people in their team who just died early for free. Now you're back to spawn. And they win that game. So like, see how many times you're just dying for like nothing? Are you just engaged too quickly? You don't play your team's space. You don't time your engagements well. You don't see where your team is, where they are, especially where your tank is, where your supports are. And then there was the Throne of Anubis game. That's the last one. I think it was shorter. It was 9 minutes, but I tried to go quickly through it. It's already so late. I want to talk to my girlfriend. But oh shit! Didn't even see the message. Honestly, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Like it's the same mistakes over and over in the same game as well. Like literally, just check where your team is. Look at the kill feed. Um, yeah, your positioning. Don't engage in space that is not your team's. Like, don't go deep into enemy territory. Don't try to be the hero that 1v2s, 1v3s. And just pay attention to your team and position yourself around your team. Like that's all you have to do, and work on your mechanics. But then again, mechanics, as long as you're positioned well, they will work better. Oh, okay, okay. I thought I saw it late and started panicking. Oh, but yeah, just work on work on your Genji. It's not even a Genji tutorial at this point. It's for every character. Just work on the fundamentals, and I can assure you the gameplay will be better. Thanks for coming to the stream, and yeah, I hope that helps a lot, and yeah, get a lot of value from it. Just